All right, bet. So yeah, going into 2025, you can't just think that, oh, I'm gonna look up a few videos and just get jacked and everything's gonna be peaceful and dandy. Nah, bro, you have to understand that there's systems that you gotta put in place to understand how to not only get big and get towards the goals that you're looking for in the gym and out the gym, but there are three key steps that, bro, if you don't get these shits correct, you're gonna get fucked up. And so the first one is consistency. You're gonna have to understand that consistency is not something that you can just do um, at 1,000 miles per hour one day and then quit the next day. That's just not how it's gonna work. You have to at least put in the time and effort over and over and over and over and over to see some sort of result. And even when you start to see the result, it's not something that you could just stop, bro. And I think a lot of people get it fucked up when you start to see the results. You're gonna start to see the results. You're gonna get fucking airheaded because you feel like you've gotten over some fucking hurdles, and now it's time to rejoice. When realistically, the first achievements you start to see, you need to double down. Whether it be money, whether it be relationships, whether it be self improvement, self respect, self love, all of these things, you better double down on the thing that you just feel like you accomplished simply because it's fleeting, bro. Once you hit this achievement and you get onto a plateau or you get to a certain area where you can say, wow, this is where I came from, you have to turn around and understand that behind you is another fucking mountain. It's not like you just start to achieve one thing and then, oh, life is done. No, bro. Life is going to continue, bro. And think about it. If you're 25 to 30 right now, if you in that range right now, you probably made some sort of achievement within the last 5 years that you feel good about and that you are solid, you sitting down comfortable, right? If you earning a certain amount, you just bought a home, you got in a relationship, you just had a kid, you just had whatever, you just got over some shit to get to that position and you feel good. Great. I'm glad for you, right? But I want you to turn around and understand there's another mountain, right? Don't get too high headed. Don't think that, oh, it's over. No, there's another fucking climb, right? And then the next 5 years, you're going to do something huge and monumental, right? And then guess what? You're going to have to turn around and realize that there's another mountain to climb, right? So consistency isn't something that you just do, achieve, and then you're done. No, it's like you do, achieve, and then turn around and understand that I have to double down on what I've been doing to get to the next level, right? And then whenever you get to a plateau where it's like, oh shit, I've achieved a lot and I feel comfortable here, and that's your terms of success, and you feel good right there, stay right there. Like you don't need to go up the next mountain, but there's always a mountain to climb, always, right? And so if life is supposed to be worth living, then you might as well just turn around and fucking climb it. Because what else are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Are you just gonna sit there and just die? You just spend the next 50 years chilling at the where you're at right now and just doing the same things over and over and over and over again? No, you want to give life some sort of fucking meaning, and the value comes in the difficulty of climbing that next mountain. So stay consistent because that's very fucking hard, and that's where a lot of people lose the momentum because they get a little achievement and they stop being consistent on what they've been doing. So in this next year, you better fucking double down, bro. Double down. I don't give a fuck what it looked like, how it feel, the motivation's gone. I don't give a Ross. Get back to it, right? So and this point carries into the next point, which is failure. You have to go up some while you climb. You have to face some failure. You're going to, and it's just a part of the process. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say, run from, discuss with other people, write down in a journal. Nothing is going to stop you from failing while you're climbing. You're gonna have to fail. You're gonna have to sometimes drop all the way back down to the fucking starting point and start over, right? And that's okay. That is perfectly fine, right? And you have to be okay with doing that, because if you're not, you're going to end up in a position where you lose the consistency, which will kill your momentum, but you'll also lose the drive to even want to climb in the first place. So understand that every time you fail, it's not really true failure until you stop breathing. Failure is just a lesson. And especially in the gym, you're going to hit your PRs and you're going to feel great. But then again, there's another mountain. You're going to have to add another plate, add more weight, right? Go to the next level. Don't be satisfied with the satisfaction. Don't be satisfied with the achievements that you've gotten, right? Always look to improve, right? Fuck maintaining. Maintaining will be the downfall of you. Fuck maintaining, right? Fuck maintaining. That's oh my God, I can't express that enough. Maintaining is basically staying neutral. You know how we said neutral the other day in the video? Staying neutral. That's what maintaining is. You're gonna go up against people, not only in business and in life, but just yourself, right? You're going to have to deal with always improving. Maintaining is staying neutral, even if it feels comfortable. Fuck maintaining, right? Fight your way, fight. Find the dog, because you're always, like I said, always gonna have another fucking hurdle, another mountain, another something to climb. It's just, it just happens. You have to deal with it, and there's no getting around that. Failure honestly will show you the pitfalls that you don't see, because we all have blind spots. I want you to know that we all have blind spots. You, as good as you think you are, as good as you've been doing, as good as the outcomes that you're getting are, you have blind spots. And you will have to figure out what those blind spots are. And the only way you do that is by improving. Because when you start to improve and you go up the ladder, you start to climb the mountains, you start to jump over many hurdles, and you feel confident and whatnot, right? You have a framework in your brain to understand that you can get over any hurdle. But then what you're missing is the blind spots, right? And that's the challenges that you're not jumping into, and you need to jump into them. Because that's how you ultimately change your trajectory from what it is to going to great, or going from good to great, right? Because that gap between good and great is so difficult to break through, that people get comfortable and complacent in just being good, because you're better than 90% of the population, right? But it's 90%. If your standard is always being above 90%, once you get to 91, you're still above your standard, right? So you have to figure out how to push yourself. And I think failure is the only way to identify the pitfalls in your personality, your pitfalls in the trajectory that you have, the pitfalls in what you're doing, the pitfalls in the success that you got. Because more than likely, the success didn't teach you shit besides reinforce the fact that you knew you were over your standard and you're above the 90%. But if that's your standard, then what the fuck are we worried about being over the 90%? We're trying to get to the 99th percentile. We want to be that 0.001%, right? If that's what you're looking to do. If you're not, then it's fine. But if you are, you have to always be looking to evolve. Only way you evolve is by learning by your fucking failures. I'm trying to tell you, bro. And lastly, bro, you better find out what your why is. Because on my journey, on my buddy's journey that I talk to, on the people that I even give advice to sometimes, your why is what keeps you, right? So when the mountain gets tough and the fucking altitude is so high that you don't feel like climbing anymore, but you're already mid-climb, you've already sacrificed so much, you've already tried so hard, and now you're in the middle of the storm and you don't feel like moving on, you feel like just letting life take you away. That's where your why happens. Why did you start climbing in the first place? And why did you continue or want to get to that end goal or that next plateau? And that why better be strong as fuck, because it better be stronger than the desire to let go of the hard work that you've been doing. It has to be harder than the challenge that you're going up against. It has to be able to get you through the worst times. It has to be enough to get you out of bed. It has to be so fucking monumental in your brain that this is the reason why you breathe. This is the reason why you get up. This is the reason why I will fight and continue to fight no matter what the fuck I'm up against. You have to get to that place. And understanding that why is your anchor. That why is the only reason you continue, even when shit don't look like it's in your favor. Because more than likely, it's not in your favor off the jump. And then as you climb, it's only gonna become worse, right? When they look to go climb, you have to ask yourself, like, why do people go and climb Mount Everest? Why, right? It's because what they're doing it for is satisfying a piece of them that's deeper than the fucking thought of death. Right? You see how many people die at Everest just trying to climb it, right? Why would they put themselves in harm's way? Because what they're trying to satisfy has anchored them on that purpose more than the fear of death has taken them away, right? So they could possibly die, and they more than likely, hey, you will die if you do not have a strong enough why. Because when they're imagine if they're up and climbing up Everest, they get halfway through, or even if they get 80% through, and ever start Everesting, you're dead. Right? And you have to continue to climb until you get through. So understand that not only is consistency and learning from your failures important, but I think the thing that keeps you throughout both of those is your why. And you better get a strong one, because the years that we go through do not become easier. The challenges in life do not become easier. You just get more resources to deal with them. That's it. Whether it be knowledge, whether it be financial gain, whether it be support from people that are more aligned with you, you just start to get more resources that enable you to fight what you're up against. That's it. The challenges become much harder. They might not feel as hard because of the resources, but they become much harder. So continue to fight. Continue to figure out what you want to do, because realistically, you got 2 weeks left, bro. And this year gonna jump in right into January and fly by. And it'll do the same shit 2024 did to you if you don't have a fucking plan and ready to execute and anchor yourself to that why, bro. So stay consistent, learn from your failures, and figure out what that why is.
Boy, Mr. Brown.